Alright, so we have some resinous polypore or pancake mushrooms from outside my door. Uh, the unfortunate thing is that it's next to a major thoroughfare. So when harvesting, you got to make sure that you're harvesting wild edibles at least 50 feet away from a major thoroughfare and no runoff, right? This tends to be a polypore or a shelf mushroom that grows on trees. See the previous videos on this. And yeah, I put a little bit of bleach in there, right? When I'm washing these off, all right? I want to I want to get rid of any microorganisms that might do me harm. Now, I've had those people that be like, "Oh, you put bleach in your water, tap water. What's in tap water?" I'll put a list in your local tap water. I remember living in Arizona, and I used to drink a whole lot of Hawaiian punch, which is not good, right? And it was extra expensive to buy water. Why? Because I was living in the middle of a god blessed desert. So even to make the water somewhat potable or usable for at least laundry, do you know what kind of chemicals they have to put in there? Think about it. All right. And I have videos on my channel on how to purify water. We can go back and forth. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to make sure that I'm disinfecting, especially mushrooms, which tends to absorb a lot of carcinogens and different things because they are symbiotic with trees and yada yada yada. I'm not going to go over that's a whole nother different video, but this is what I do to process, and then I rinse them out. I rinse it pretty good, and no one complains. I'm still alive, haven't died. If I have to go to the doctor, my blood work comes back quite normal. So stop it. Alright? Just think about what comes out the freaking tap water. Think about that. What they put in it is to make it potable or drinkable. Alright? So stop with that. Save me your freaking comments, okay? Please do that. Anyways, I'm going to saute these up. I'm going to process these and I'm going to saute these up. These I'm going to put in the dryer. Alright? I hope I don't tax them too much. I want them to come back next year. But I'm just cutting off the tips. I'm not cutting the whole mushroom from the whole fungi from the tree. So next I'm going to slice these up after I've washed them down. Now this upper part here, I could probably saute the mess out of this and it'll be nice and succulent, right? This is going to turn woody in the wintertime. It's a sulfur shelf. It's going to turn woody. Right now you want to get it where it's nice and you can cut the tips off of it and very succulent. All right. There's some parts that are connected to the tree that I'm going to have to surgically cut because you don't want to be chewing on the wood like that. Okay. Yeah, so and I already can slice some of these, and again, these are the real succulent pieces that I've sliced off of the resinous polypore, the pancake mushroom, and there. So what I want to do is I'm going to, first off, I'm feeling that I can probably get away with this being like it is. There was some rougher pieces that I've had that were quite dense, right? You can see that dense, that's woody. We don't want that. We don't want this where my thumb is. And we definitely don't want this. Okay, we do a water bath and we clean them to get rid of critters, get rid of microbes, and such things like that. So I've cut off the hard parts, and so I'm going to take my hocho or big knife, and what I want to do is I want to make some big, good sauteed pieces. So I'm going to start cutting this way. I'm using my phone camera as opposed to setting up, my regular camera so you can see the whole action. But I think you get it. Those you culinary experts out there, you get what I'm talking about. I'm going to cut this the long way like that, and the rest of these are just going to be sliced. The beautiful thing is that when you slice these, they have a beautiful ring pattern on them, which is actually quite pretty, if you can see that. So hopefully you see how big the slices I can get, and these other slices I'm just gonna cut laterally. I don't have to do that, but depending on your dish, that's just, you want to make the presentation match your your idea, your motif. And again, this thin slice, as you can see, it's got layers. It's very pretty. Again, I wish I went to culinary school, because there's a way we could use this to make it really highlight whatever dish you're doing in it. But you can see the rings are real pretty. Pretty cool. So we got our pancake mushrooms all sliced up. Now we got to do is just prep the saute pan, which is quite easy to do. Alright, so here's our pan. I put a little bit of grapeseed oil, olive oil in it. Some butter in it. I have butter that I keep at room temperature. Be careful when you do that, because your butter sticks, or your butter over time, usually about a month or so, can get rancid if you don't use it right away. Again, this is a very good tool to have. And when you add, my fingers, when you add butter to your olive oil, it stops it from smoking right away, or vice versa. The butter doesn't cook right away, right? So we're just adding some butter to that, and then we're going to add the mushrooms and saute. Minced garlic is the key. We're going to be adding some salt, maybe pepper to your taste, and a little bit of Pinot Grigio wine. Add a splash of white wine, Pinot Grigio, and some salt. Saute these up real good. So right now it's the beginning of October 2023. Depending on your region, these mushrooms may be in season. I'm surprised that they are in season as long as they are. It's different. It gets complicated as far as fungi is concerned, and how they do what they do. And where I live, the campus that I live off of, my apartment building, cut down a lot of trees, and the mycelium, which is basically what creates the blooms of the fungi, probably got interrupted for at least this season. So what I've done here is I've just sauteed some pancake mushrooms, or Resinous Polypores, as a saute on top of mashed potatoes, and there are fresh chopped Thai chili peppers on top of some spice. You don't have to have that if you don't like spice like that, but you can do cilantro for some greenery, or whatever you're choosing. So there you go.